I'm explaining to when a classic man is a danger to you. And me too. Tatted on my forehead. Go home. Go to bed. I dress. Something we can just wake up. When the family unit is overrun. When the structure is undone. By some new concoction. Now I walk softly and carry a big stick.
Welcome back to the Franchise Show. It's Joe Arrigo, TQ.
Yep. We back.
For another episode.
Better believe it, man. We've been gone for a while, bro.
We've been busy.
Man, I'm telling you.
We had, you celebrated birthdays. We had, high school football we're doing.
Man, it's a lot going on out here in Sin City, brother.
I love it.
It's a lot going on the sports tip. And we back.
Man.
We report it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
This is the best time of the year for us. It's football season.
It is, man. It is. Like, it is a lonely trek of a time from the beginning of the year all the way to the end of the summer. It's sad. It's sad around these parts. You know
It does.
We love basketball. We like baseball. We like our other sports and all our other beats. But, man,
Football's different.
football is different, bro.
So
On both sides of the Atlantic.
So we're gonna get in. We're gonna get into the other side of the Atlantic a little bit because
Yeah.
your boy's been studying up a little bit.
Yeah, I see that. I'm very proud of you.
Appreciate
Very
that.
proud.
Lunch the other day we had a nice little talk about some things, but
Yeah.
let's start where it all begins. Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
Las
man.
Vegas high school football. Man, last week we went to what was inarguably the game of the year, Bishop Gorman
Boy.
against modern day number 2, modern day number 6 Bishop Gorman in the country.
Yes.
And they put on a show.
Boy, did they. Instant classic. I think, I work both sidelines with my camera now. So I can hear things that are going on. I think Gorman shocked modern day.
I think they shocked everybody. I don't think that the people thought modern day was going to run through them.
Yeah, I think modern day might have thought they were going to run through.
Oh, 100%. And what I noticed was the first quarter, it was 14-0 before you could blink an eye. Gorman was ahead of modern day. And credit junior tight end Elijah Lofton. Elijah is
Balled out.
in my opinion, the top tight end in the country for the 2024.
Country, you think?
100%. Already a 4-star. I mean, for a lot of people in Las Vegas, I'm going to say a name. Elijah Lofton has been compared to Brevin Jordan, who was the tight end for those Gorman teams that went on those runs.
Big shoes.
Elijah Lofton is, Big Ant said on the show afterwards, became Elijah Lofton, and now he's his own man with Bishop Gorman.
That's right. Tune in to the FSM prep rally. Shameless plug.
It's not shameless. but then, you've seen, especially in the second half, modern day just wear Gorman down.
Yeah.
And it was just like they started running a lot of zone read up the middle.
Yeah.
And, I'm not one to blame officials for anything. I believe you take the whistle out of their mouth during these types of games. You don't have an excuse.
Agreed.
But there were some egregious calls. I mean, you're looking at the number 1 receiver in the country in this class, Zach Branch, USC commit, 5+ star wide receiver.
Yeah.
He literally got turned around by a dude pulling his shirt and turning him in front of the official on a 3rd down, and they don't call it. They eat the flag.
Yeah. Happened a couple of times.
Even on his touchdown pass.
Yeah.
A reception.
Here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, they got to playing that big boy ball in the second half.
Yeah.
They did it because they had to. I believe that the offensive and defensive line for modern day was just bigger, stronger, and better than that of Bishop Gorman. They had to change their whole outlook on the game. They had to change everything that they had planned on doing went out the door, I believe, at halftime. If I could have been a fly on the wall in that halftime room, I believe they switched up everything. They went to big boy ball. They said, look, they are out modern daying us.
We're just going power.
We going power. And that's what happened. That's what I believe happened.
But the game ended up being a 24-21 Bishop Gorman loss to modern day.
Right.
Gorman
That's big. That's a big number. A lot of people got to eat their words right now from all the trash they was talking last week
about Gorman.
Right.
I mean, I picked him to win. I picked him to win by 14. I thought Gorman, when they got to that 14-0 lead, I thought from that point on they'll start trading points back and forth. And I thought there'd be a couple turnovers, maybe a couple stops, but then they both offenses would score and stop each other. Obviously, I was wrong. I'll be mad enough to admit it. But you know what? I really think this Gorman team is built different. I don't see a team in this state, in Las Vegas, in Nevada, that's going to beat them at all. I think that when they play their next 3 games, 1 on the road in Hawaii and 2 back home, they're going to dog walk their opponents.
Yeah, they're going to punish some people.
Yeah, they're pissed.
They best team they've had since I've been covering. I
think it's the best team since 2016. The last natty that they had, when it was Tate and all those guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, they for them to perform that way, let's be real, man. That modern day team is loaded, bro.
Yeah,
like they loaded.
Hey, but let's be real about this. The sidelines was loaded,
boy.
It was a who's who, man,
star-studded affair out there, man.
On the modern day sideline, you had Heisman Trophy winner, national champion Matt Leinart.
Mm-hmm.
On the Gorman sideline, you had Xavier Grimble, who went to Gorman, Tate Martell, Bubba Bolden, Haskell Garrett, Alex Perry.
Yeah, you had a whole TV show on the Gorman line.
And then you had Marquise Lee, former USC wide receiver, in the building.
Had to come check in, man. Come on, man. All the Sarah people, man, we was pulling for Gorman to beat Mater Day, but we don't like Mater Day like that.
Yeah, I know. Even Keith was on the Gorman sideline.
Yeah, man. So
plus, he's in Vegas now. So
hey, you know what I'm saying?
You took a picture with him too.
Yeah, that's my dude, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're a fraternity, Sarah men.
Really?
All hell, please believe it. We stretch across for miles and miles, man. We know people in high places. You feel what I'm saying?
Then how does that explain how Keith knows me? Okay, like,
I mean, you know what I'm saying. You the man about town. You feel me? Everybody knows Joe.
Hey, you know how
it goes.
You know how you see me there, right?
How?
I was talking with Mike Waters from Phase 1.
Yeah.
And I said something. Austin Key goes, "Shut up, little." And I look and I was like, and he comes up and just gives me a big old hug.
Yeah.
And man, that's been my guy since he has asked Sarah. I love Keith.
It's good to see Marquise.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, he had you laughing too.
He's nutty, man. Hey, speaking of laughing, we seen a laugher Saturday afternoon.
Boy,
I loved it.
Man, the squad, hometown came out all guns blazing, didn't they?
And again, a Sarah man.
Come on, man. We out
led
here,
him
right?
to victory.
We doing things right now, bro. Oh, hell, we doing things out of Gardena. Sheesh.
Man, so UNLV took on Idaho State.
Yeah.
And, UNLV was in a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation.
Agreed, 100%.
Because if the game was close, UNLV sucks. They're just this and that.
Right.
There's this blah, 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 hippity hoopla.
Right.
And if UNLV blows them out, it's Idaho State. They suck. They're
did it.
SCS. Blah, 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 hippity hoopla.
Right. Look, man, here's the thing. Again, from being on the sideline, this team is faster. This team is bigger.
They're stronger.
I'm a reserve stronger for 2 weeks from now because of what you just said. It was Idaho State. Them guys wasn't that thing. They was lighting them up. You know what I'm saying? They was
to the tune of 45 first half points. 45-7. Doug was 21-25 for 365 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, they balled out, man. They absolutely balled out. It was the best UNLV performance that we've seen since we've been a company.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Coach. I know what he went through. We saw it firsthand.
Man,
with this whole COVID year and all of the just college football and recruiting went upside down, and he found a way to get a pretty exciting squad together. Now we're gonna see what happens these first couple of weeks of this season, but I'm excited about them, bro. I'm excited about them. I feel like there's a camaraderie there. I feel like that team is now taking on Arroyo's personality.
I told him that. I literally told him that when we did the interview that we took some snippets of. I was like, man, it seems like your team has got your personality. He goes, I don't know if that's good or bad.
I mean, it's good but
in some parts it's good, but in other parts I kind of
but it's a thing. It's an edge. You know what I'm saying? It's an edge that I don't feel like UNLV has had. They have a confidence that they haven't had, and I think that comes from practice. Like they're seeing better athletes on the field, and that's giving them, it's giving them a reason for hope.
They literally started practicing 1v1s going into the New Mexico game last year, and they got their first win. And you see it this year, like their practice is how they play in the game, because and he said it in his press conference. You can't simulate. You can practice hard and go to a game and you're good, but you can't take practice off and then flip the switch and go to a game and expect to have that
much
same type
harder
of outcome.
Much harder to do.
What I notice about this team, and I know this I think is the thing I'm probably the most knowledgeable at when we talk about anything. This is
sure.
UNLV football.
For sure.
They're faster.
Definitely.
And
faster.
you see things in the offense now, like, the guys going, orbit motion. Which is they run behind the running backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have fly screens. You have guys getting in space. So you have people that can work the underneath routes if you're a receiver, because the secondary has to stay back, because you got a guy like Ricky White and Jeff Weimer that can take the top off.
Right.
And Kyle Williams can come underneath, or Seneca McKee could come underneath, And then you got a 6'2", 6'3", 225 pound running back, Aiden Robbins, who came from Louisville. I'm gonna make sure I say it right, because he corrected me on the locker room that comes out next week.
Yeah. What you telling me, Louisville?
Yes, Louisville. He's like, hey, JoJo, bro, it's Louisville.
Oh man, I've been correcting that.
And he's
many times I've had that corrected.
I know. Static Major probably corrected you.
Rest in peace, my dude.
Man. So when you look at Aiden, he's the biggest, most physical back in the conference, and he had literally in his seven carries for 30, I think like 28 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then he got 2 more carries and a reception for a touchdown in the second quarter, and then he didn't play the rest of the game. Neither did Doug. Doug had 1 play of quick pass and came out the game in the second half. But you have that Courtney Reese, a smaller running back who looks a lot like Lexington Thomas.
Yes.
And I told you that. Remember, I told you that before the game, and you were like, really?
Yeah.
And then you seen it. Was I lying?
You was on point. You was like, look, man, I let you do your thing when it comes down to UNLV football, right? You in the trenches. I got to give him that. I don't like to give him a lot of credit. For UNLV
for
football,
anything.
He's in the trenches, man. He knows what's happening. I tell you another thing. It's the dynamic of having played the game and now shooting the game, but having music ears, right? It's so much just sensory overload going on when I'm on the football field. It's like I'm drawing from I can hear so much that's happening because these ears are just tuned for music, right?
Right.
So it was so easy years prior to know what was going to happen next. This game, I was guessing.
Really?
Yes.
This is something I didn't know. I'm surprised by this.
Yeah, I was guessing, and it was times where I would go and I would set my lens to where I'm thinking the play is gonna go, and literally the defense is thinking the same damn thing.
It's
the
opposite
play
way.
goes the opposite way, and that was not happening at UNLV football games before this weekend. So I mean, that's a roundabout way, probably off to the left a little bit, but I mean I noticed that. And that's a big deal. Defensively,
they played really. I mean, like they gave up 21 points. 7 reliefs in the first half. That was with the starters. Got a corner on a double move. That happens.
Yeah.
But you see, even in the second half when the reserves came in, like they're flying around laying hat. Fred Tompkins, who didn't start, came from the City College of San Francisco, right? He had 10 tackles in the second half.
What?
Yeah. I didn't notice until Coach said it yesterday. I went back and looked. I'm like, oh, damn, Fred had 10?
That's good, man.
So, I mean, I'm really excited.
Get out there and get some PT, you know what I'm saying? Some real life game time at the stadium. Like, that's valuable, bro.
One of the coolest things was they have a walk-on quarterback, redshirt freshman named Matthew Geating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Geet! As Coach said, Nick Holtz, who's the former Raiders quarterback coach, now offensive coordinator and quarterback coach with UNLV, went to Coach and said, hey, if we get a chance, let's put Geet in the game to take a knee in victory formation. Sweet. And the last snap of the game, Geet went in there, took victory formation snap, And that he got his letter because that's you got one snap is all you need. That's that do. Rudy. That's that Rudy joint.
That's it. He's done.
He got his letter.
Sweet.
So real quick before we move on, you brought up Arroyo, Coach Arroyo, who's a coach. If you guys don't know, I think he's gotten a bad deal. Like, and people could say, Joe, you and Arroyo, you guys are tight. Like, but
no, man, facts is facts, man. Like, that's the truth.
People just think he's some arrogant prick that is above reproach and hypersensitive.
I don't see it. I don't see it like that. I think that there's I think that he has a determination. He really wants to be the guy that turned this program around.
He's told us that.
Yeah, and I think that's what drives him more so than anything else, and probably more so than making relationships with the who's who in the city. Who gives a goddamn? Nobody cares. I don't care. You don't care, do you?
I want to see him win.
Want to see him win. That's
yes.
it. Like, it's this city. It's about winning. The whole lure of Las Vegas is winning. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, look at Tart.
Come to the. No, I'm not even talking about sports. Come to the strip.
Oh, yeah, Vegas. Yeah, go.
Put some money down and win more than you put down. That's the whole point. That's why this place has thrived as long as it's thrived, right?
Yes.
So here we are on the precipice of becoming one of the major sports cities in America.
Yep.
We need teams that win, period.
And he knows it.
He knows it. And not only that, the Golden Knights and the Aces.
And the Raiders.
And the Raiders, for that matter, are showing everybody, like, look, this is where you come to win.
100%.
When you put a team here, you're supposed to win. UNLV is the team here. They're the original Las Vegas team. We want to see them win. I feel like Arroyo, not saying that Tony did, not saying that the coaches that came.
No, because they worked their ass off.
They worked their ass off. I'm not discounting any of them, but this guy's obsessed.
Yes.
It just is. And I don't mind that at all.
That's how you are.
Absolutely.
You're obsessed when you dig into something, you put your feet down and you plant your flag.
Right.
You're gonna do everything you can to make sure you're successful and you win at the end of the day.
I believe that's where sustained success comes from. You got to be a little bit obsessive, man. You got to have that mentality where it's tunnel vision to get to that goal. And in a sport like football, in a landscape like this, in this conference, it's ripe for the taking. Like, let's get it. Let's get it now.
And he's connected. Yeah. Like everybody in the NFL, he has a relationship with some way or form, including the Raiders. Dave Ziegler, the Raiders general manager, was in the locker room before the game.
Yeah. Sweet.
You got the Raiders GM in your locker room pregame before you go play game, in your first game of the year.
It's a good look.
And this is at a time with the Raiders about to embark on who is going to be on their 53-man roster.
Right.
And Ziegler takes the time to go to their home as well, Allegiant Stadium, to wish Arroyo luck and wish the guys luck.
Yeah. He probably was looking at that grass too, though, man. That grass.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Hey.
Started.
I'm going to tell you something. Doug Brumfield looked like an NFL quarterback Saturday.
Yeah, he was balling, man.
Doug looked like that guy.
He was dialing up. I saw him going through his reads. I saw him and it seems like he's got a pretty long leash, huh? Like he can improvise a little bit. Does he have a little freedom that he didn't have last year, that the quarterbacks didn't have last year?
I think Doug has a firm grasp of the offense because when he comes up, there is okay, I got 2 play calls, and he's got to call the line. He's got to, check with me, adjust, whatever. And it's like Coach said, it's like having a headset in your helmet.
It seems that way.
And he can move and do things, and that's one of the reasons why he was named the starter that we broke that nobody else had. And I'm congratulating the staff on that.
Yeah.
Like we had the graphic done a while ago. Trish had the video done, like that we knew who the starting quarterback was. And one of the reasons why Doug was named that guy was not only because of the offense, he was the most consistent.
Yeah. And
he also, like Cam throws a pretty deep ball, but Doug just throws a pretty ball in general.
Mm-hmm.
And HB, Harrison Bailey, who came in as a transfer, he pushed Doug big time. Big in camp. Yeah, big time. Just Doug's consistency is what kind of like stood out.
Yeah.
Even when Doug entered the transfer portal, which he did because he just wanted to see what was out there. He wanted to stay here. But if you have an opportunity to make a couple $1 million, you're going to look at that opportunity too.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And coach knew, but by that time, he had more than twice as many reps as any quarterback in spring. So he could take a week.
Right.
And the guys could catch up.
Right.
And get their reps.
Makes sense.
And then they bring him back. He comes back and he assumes the mantle. He earns it.
Yeah.
So I'm very, me personally, and again, I may be biased because I have a relationship with Doug. He earned it. And I couldn't be more proud of him. Ricky White, who had 8 catches for 160 something yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Weimer, who had 70 something yards on a few receptions. Kyle Williams, who had, again, 60, 70 yards. I mean, it's like
they all did their thing, man. It was a total team effort. But I mean, they know they got stuff to work on. Y'all know y'all got stuff to work on.
And they will. And being at practice on Tuesday, on Tuesday, it was a rough practice. The coaches made it a point to dig in the ass a little bit.
Good. Because, I mean, you never want to get, you don't want to get too high. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was saying to myself, just kind of looking at the sideline, when they came in, the amount of focus at the beginning.
Did they seem more mature to you?
I think more so than maturity, I think they're just taking on the personality of their coach. I think that's what it is. It's business time. You know what I'm saying? Until it's not.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. and like before now, the previous teams kind of seemed
distracted, preoccupied.
Yeah, or maybe it was just used to losing or didn't feel like, I don't know what it was, but it's definitely a difference right now. These guys seem confident, they seem focused, and they let the foot off the gas when the coach let the foot off the gas. And
I would have liked to have seen it 2 more series with the starters in the third quarter.
Why? For what? So somebody can twist the ankle or get hurt?
No, see, I'm not being negative. What? No, I think you have 2 more successful drives and then you pull them, because I think you have to, even though the game was in hand, you have to teach them to bury teams. Not just beat them, but bury them.
They were buried.
Yes, but I mean,
they were buried, man. You got Cal coming up in 2 weeks. California, the Bears. Come on, man. Get the boys out. let the other kids play, and let's get ready for that game. Let's go shock the world.
The Bears. I want time to get a bearskin rug.
Man, come on, man. If they go up there and win that game, boy, if they go
it's gonna be, you're gonna be turned up
that game, bro.
We're gonna talk about now. You know you're not gonna shut me up.
Things gonna change if they win that game, brother.
How obnoxious am I allowed to be on social media if they beat Cal? Can I have free reign?
Yeah, go ahead. Do you?
Do you? Y'all better beat Cal this week so I can turn up for you on social media.
Disclaimer: we do not condone or endorse any of this stuff. But look, look, man. We got some people out here that are expected to win a championship right now.
We do.
And that what I saw the other night
was not championship form.
Man, at Michelob Ultra Arena, Mandalay Bay. Come on, ladies. Come on. I'm going to just say it was rushed. Maybe the layoff. Maybe they was, man, could nobody get a shot to fall. What happened, Aces?
You know, what I'm scared of, I've seen players, and you remember when we first started franchise, they were, I won't say gritty and they were grinders.
Yeah.
But there was a couple that were really like diving for balls, and they would just kind of go out. Yeah. And obviously became all-stars and set records and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it seems like my fear is I don't want it to have gone to their head, because they legitimately can be the first professional franchise to win a championship for the city of Las Vegas.
Real talk. I don't think that's what it is.
I hope not.
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that even if that was going on, I don't think their coach would allow.
Yeah, I don't think backgammon would allow it either.
I just think that, man, an athlete's body, man, it's tuned to do its job over intervals. And when that interval goes out of whack, it's just not easy to get the pistons firing, man. I just think they had some time off. The time off did not help them. It was rusty. I saw a bunch of short shots way to the left, way to the right. Man, that's you just ain't hot. You ain't got no heat in your muscles. You know what I'm saying? You just a tad bit slow.
They are creatures of habit.
Right. And I'm expecting to see the Aces back on Wednesday night. And if not, we got some big problems going forward.
But then I think
walked past the GM in the back there the other night, and
what was the vibe?
She was a bit nervous, man. She told us, she's like, this one feels a little different. I'm a bit nervous. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? They about to win the chip. She was just she was tempered. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the cool part is you have the relationships with them. Like that's a you thing, not a me thing.
I mean, hey, that's a Trisha thing, really.
Yeah, for real, Trisha.
More so than anything.
They were at that luncheon with us, right?
Yeah, they was at the luncheon.
Okay.
But I have since I went and did sound for the AU thing that Trish was working on.
Right.
Did a round table for NBA TV. I think I talked about it before. It just showed me a different side of women's sports.
Do you respect them more?
Yeah, I absolutely respect them more. I absolutely respect them. I'm a person, like, I go for a fighting spirit, right? I go for redemption. People who are able to overcome whatever pitfalls or obstacles and still be able to perform at a high level.
Right.
Like, regardless, relentlessness. And the stories that those women told at that round table are just about the experience of playing basketball as a female. Like, we don't get those stories. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know what they had to deal with. Like, it's harder for these professional athletes to do their jobs than it is for me to even do mine.
But then you see someone
that's a pro athlete,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
But then you see someone like Sydney Colston, who you would never know that because of her personality, how she just exudes she's ebullient. You know what I mean? She just is out there and just everything's funny, but she can hoop.
Yeah, for sure.
And she has a respect of her peers.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, personality to personality, but when you see that player, that female athlete that's just fed up with the BS, I understand it now from a different standpoint than I've ever. Like, I've always hated the fact that women were treated so much worse than men when it came down to it. But I also understood, the level of money and cachet and everything else that the men's game brings. So I kind of temper it enough. But when I started hearing the stories of just the transportation, right? The lodging, the food they have to eat, the schedules they got to adhere to, the places that they have to play ball at, the stories of not getting paid, signing a contract, you're supposed to get X amount of dollars at X amount of time, team folds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just
the Europe teams, right?
Yeah, most of this stuff was happening.
Except
overseas.
for transportation. WNBA, get her right. Charter their planes, please.
It's a lot of it here that I can see should be a whole lot better. But naturally, the ladies ain't gonna, they're not gonna just down talk their own league. That's their livelihood.
Don't talk to us off the record.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, it is what it is.
Former players on the record. Holla at your boys.
But my point of this is that I just have such a higher respect for the WNBA now and the players.
Agreed.
And it's because I'm thinking about that as I'm watching it now. It's so much more exciting to me.
Well, the fact that they had almost 10,000 people there, sold out.
And it was loud. It wasn't like that crowd was ridiculous the other night, bro.
Well,
like they was nutty loud.
I look at them honestly as a team that this city really can rally around. And credit to Mark Davis. He's invested heavily in them.
Yeah, for real.
Highest paid coach, highest paid GM, the pregame experience, the in-game experience.
It's a good time.
Signing the players. I mean, you re-sign Asia, you re-sign Kelsey, you re-sign the point guard.
Oh man, that girl, bro.
I mean, like I mean, like
yo, Chelsea Gray, if you see this, you are a baller.
certified baller.
I mean, she does it the nasty way too. She puts you in the popcorn machine, spin move, boop, stop and pop. Oh, she's nasty with it.
You know, the thing
And like mean talks mad trash.
I love it.
Love it, bro.
What I love too is how she brings the ball up the court.
Yeah. Yeah.
She scoots.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
And like her eyes are up. Like you can see the basketball knowledge there. She's a field general, but she has that thing where it's like, okay, I'm about to take over right now. Y'all get on my back.
Yep.
Let's go.
And she's got that dog in her.
Oh,
she's quick. She'll be quick to chunk them too.
Bruh.
We seen that in the final game of the year.
Rabbit pit bull, bro. You try to go somewhere with Chelsea Gray if you want to, bro. You're gonna have a problem.
Man, I'm
Might get your ass whooped.
might.
I love it.
She's great, man. Like, look. What I would love to see happen is them come out and the next 3 games just dominate Seattle.
Dominate.
Just beat the brakes, beat them like they stole something. Send Sue Bird off to the retirement home,
man. But bro, she's so good, man. She just got that. You know the OG that just comes to the park and just
the YMCA all-star.
You know what I'm saying? Dude got on knee pads and elbow pads and goggles, hip, but he's just working y'all.
Like, hey, so growing up, right?
Yeah,
I lived right next door to my junior high.
Yeah,
and honest to God, and I have witnesses.
Yeah.
We're playing with my brother Quan. We never lost a game playing together, and we played there for 3 or 4 years.
Bullshit.
No, I'm dead ass serious.
I didn't say nothing, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, we were playing these OGs one time.
Yeah.
Old dude came, older dude. He's probably at the time in his late 30s, early 40s, and mind you, we're like in our early mid-teens. Mm-hmm. Just like you described, look like dude from White Men Can't Jump, right? And he had his brother-in-law with him, Kenny. So I forget the dude's name. I wish I could remember. His brother-in-law could shoot left or right-handed and like literally anywhere and was draining him. Mm. And dude was like 6'6" point guard, just like Magic coming down, slow. And all of a sudden it's just like, damn. And then shoot like him one hand.
They start doing y'all?
No, we beat him. We just said let's just run because they can't keep up with us at this point.
Okay, makes sense.
But when I watch Chelsea Gray and I watch Sue Bird,
yeah,
I think of them OGs like you said, the old school guys that come to the park or the YMCA or the boys club, whatever, and they're the guys that's like, man, this dude sucks, and you got these young dudes, and he comes out there and just waxes that ass for like 30
for sure. You know who Chelsea reminds me of? James Harden.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see that.
She reminds me of James Harden, man.
I don't see that.
I'm saying she can dribble. She got that step back. She'll bust in your face. She'll go to the lane. And at a certain point, you don't know which one of those things she's going to do. She can do all of them equally well.
I look at her handles and I see like I don't know, her handles and her passing ability is I think it's the
James Harden.
No,
James Harden. Man.
If I had to choose between James Harden and Chelsea Gray, I'm taking Chelsea Gray. Real talk, Chelsea.
I think I might have to agree with that. Sorry, James, bro. Sorry, man.
I'm not. Sorry, I'm not sorry,
bro. Yeah, I think I had to go with Chelsea too. Actually.
Yeah.
Way more fun on my squad. Are you serious?
Yeah. Let's say, bring it up.
We can fight.
I mean, so like that's but I think she's a better player, and I'll go. I think she has not only the best handles, but I think the best court vision and sense.
Oh yeah, she got that court vision.
That is obviously in the WNBA, and I think it's really like top tier all time in the WNBA.
Maybe.
And she got a ring with the Sparks.
Absolutely.
So she's battle tested.
She is. She's my favorite player to watch, man. She's just the spark.
Mine too.
She just the spark. She's like what's my man name?
What team?
The microwave. Remember the microwave?
Vinny Johnson.
Oh, when they brought the microwave in the game, man, it's like, oh,
He was
God,
cooking.
Now here we go now.
That's a good analogy,
yeah,
too.
bro. For
real good analogy.
For real. That's what that's the vibe that she gives the arena. You know what I'm saying? When they announce her name coming up, it's like, okay, yeah, everybody starts to.
So so you have, what are those little cookers now that you put the thing in?
What?
Like,
cooker.
Like you open it up and you put.
Air fryer, what?
She's the air fryer.
Yeah.
In a good way, because air fryers are clutch.
I love it.
Man, so if you guys get a chance to go check out the Aces or check them out on TV, I know they're on ESPN or ABC for the WNBA playoffs, or go on down to Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. Go check out the Aces. If you can get a ticket, it's the hottest ticket in town.
Trying to tell you, it's good for the family. You know how Vegas does it, man. It's a show.
The best intro pregame anywhere.
Time. Yes.
100%. I heard they were extra lit, 'cause I didn't go on Sunday.
Never heard the place like that.
What about the pregame? Like their intro, did the same intro? I heard it was extra lit. With like there was fire coming out. And,
Yeah, they always do that though. They always do that.
So same intro.
Yeah, it's
Still
the
extra
intro.
lit.
It's extra lit because they playing. We be clubbing. Come on, man.
Seeing them dance.
Come on, man. Listen,
I love
the whole
it.
place just goes off.
You can't help it. It's Cube.
Man, I love it.
Okay, speaking of QBs, he is the king of Raider Nation. Sorry, Squeeze.
Oh yeah, he got that.
Yeah, he got that title.
Yeah, he got that.
Well, the Raiders on Tuesday, it was cut down day, and yeah, man, they made a move.
The Turk.
Yeah. Coach, let's see you bring your playbook.
Yo, you shouldn't be laughing, bro. Come on, man. Stop.
No, but like you look at what the Raiders did. A couple moves that stood out. Obviously, Alex Leatherwood, a first-round pick just 2 years ago, was released, and they tried to trade him to 32 teams. 31 other teams said, "Nah, we're good."
Damn.
So 32 teams didn't want him, even though I think they didn't want him because of contract. Because you got to take on that.
It was like $5-6 million or something.
More than that, he's a 17th overall pick.
Yeah, but he's a right guard or something. So
right tackle. Well, no, he's already slotted in for whatever it is. So they'd take on that first round money no matter what.
Money, yeah.
So at that point, teams said no. So he's going to be available. I don't think anybody's going to claim him on waivers. So I think it's going to be a hot commodity too to a team, maybe a contending team that wants to maybe stash him and develop him.
Why?
Because I you're a first round pick for a reason. You're a 5-star guy coming out of high school for a reason, and sometimes it just schematically just doesn't work.
What about those other first round picks, second round picks that came through that regime? Do we have anything to say about that?
Okay, Trayvon Mullen.
His situation is ending a lot like the rest of those guys' situation. I feel like we wasted.
Oh, well, no, I don't. Okay, I know there
Josh,
was.
What else
okay, so you're talking about first. Okay, let's go first round picks. For, Abrams still on the team. Josh still on the team.
Impact. Who's making an impact?
Jacobs is a starting running back, and he's playing for a new contract.
I say Jacobs. Max. Okay, who else?
Okay, well, no, we're gonna go through the first round picks. Cleveland is a rotational player.
He made it.
It looks like he made it.
Okay,
rotational player, and he can play special teams, which is a bonus. Jonathan Abram, he's had a decent camp.
Yeah, he has.
Okay,
he has.
But then you go to the next group. Henry Ruggs. We all know the unfortunate situation with Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Damon Arnett.
No, don't even do that one. Do the Family Feud version.
God,
that guy.
You on one today,
bro? That guy, man.
Well,
man.
So
don't get me started.
Side note to this dude. So we're in Vegas in the side of town that we all live on. He lived in that side of town.
Yes.
And it was the literal Friday Friday before or after the tragic incident of Henry Ruggs.
My goodness.
This fool goes on Snapchat and threatens a kid and pulls out an AK like, come holler at me. Here's my address. So me being the smart ass that I am, I looked up the address and seen that it was like 1.3 miles from where the house is.
Oh my goodness, bro.
So, I was like, damn. And then, okay, you have, who was the other first round picks? After Arnett, Leatherwood, who's gone.
Right. Does it?
it's not a great. And then you have Mullen that was taken in the second round.
He's out of there.
And they traded him on Tuesday to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, I think with Gruden's guys, because that's what they were.
There's an indictment on Gruden's guys, bro. Period. They are not panning out.
Max is panned out.
The majority of those
Bringing
drafts,
Waller in is panned out.
I mean, do you attribute? I guess you can.
Renfro is panned out.
You got to attribute.
Colton Miller is panned out. I mean, like we talk about the misses, but let's talk about the hits because he hit on some. You know, what's your favorite player? Merrick, yeah, he's panned out. I mean they've hit on him. I mean,
hit on a couple.
It's just that people want to harp on the negative. You know,
I mean, I think just because the negative is so
negative,
just so negative, and then the fallout that comes from these picks that come out of left field or somebody's ass, like it's like, why did they pick them? Why did they pick them? So when Leatherwood is picked and none of us understand it, and then here we are getting rid of Leatherwood 2 years later, it's like, damn.
Can I tell a story?
Sure. Don't get us in trouble, bro.
No. I'm not gonna get us. This isn't.
I need to go to media jail, homeboy.
This is not getting us in trouble.
Thank you. I get nervous.
I
get nervous sometimes.
Damon Arnett was picked 19th overall. Right? No. Right? Am I correct?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I had a source with the Green Bay Packers who works in the front office tell me they offered their first round pick, a fourth round pick, and a sixth round pick. Those fourth round pick would have been in that draft, and the sixth rounder the following year. So 3 picks to move up from. That's the year they draft the Justin Jefferson draft. So that was the Jordan Love draft to move up because they wanted to draft
Jordan Love right there.
No, they wanted Jefferson.
Okay,
that was their number one receiver, and the Raiders turned that down,
and picked Damon Arnett.
So I mean,
who's also been picked up and cut again because of off the field.
Been arrested like 4 times.
Madness. Right?
Yes.
This guy.
Yes. So those type of decisions, yes, you can be critical of, but you can't be critical of. I mean, you can be critical like drafting Cleveland Farrell high. You know what that pick screamed to me?
What?
Culture. We need a culture change. This is a leader. He was a captain, the best defensive lineman on Clemson, a 4-year starter. I mean, he checked. I
wouldn't say he was the best. He was the captain, though.
But he checked all the boxes.
Right.
And I can guarantee you this, and I've told you this, if Mike Mayock was still at the NFL Network and he did his board and said, Cleveland Farrell is my number 1 defensive end, not Josh Allen or whoever it was, he'd have been the number 1 defensive end on that board, and no one would have said anything about that pick.
Why you say that?
Because that's the type of gravitas that those
he had
draft him and like even Kuiper, not McShay, but Kuiper.
Right.
They say this guy is the number 1 guy on a board. People take that and run with it. Gotcha. So if he would have said that, it wouldn't have been a problem. But it's because he wasn't there. Daniel Jeremiah, DJ ain't gonna say it. He had him as a number 2 or 3, or something like that. So
as the number 2 or 3 defensive lineman
on the board in the first round, yeah. So really? it was a reach because it wasn't who the draft experts expected them to take, and that's or some guy like me or some guy in his mom's basement or somebody else that has their own draft board. And,
okay, well let's just deal with the facts. Where did they pick him at? Number 4?
Yeah, and he's all about as a bust.
Yeah, who else could they have had in that position?
Off the top, I couldn't tell you, bro.
But I'm saying they could have done better in that draft. Right or wrong?
Right.
So there we are.
Well,
there we are.
The Raiders make it. What do you see? I mean, we haven't done any like predictions, but like we were both at the Raiders Patriots joint practice a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Number 1.
Yeah.
I love his game.
Yeah.
Because he talks mad shit.
He don't stop.
I love it.
But he backs it up.
Yeah, on punts.
Yeah, he backs it up.
I felt bad for Jack though.
Woo! That man had to go home and ice his ankles.
That's my guy, though, man.
But you know what, though, Lance? Athleticism. Every once in a while, he gonna make a play on the ball, and he still got that. He still got that. It's just you don't know when that's gonna come or not.
Yeah, he's learning how to play at the technique and play at the NFL level.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was impressed with the Raiders.
I am too. I tell you what worries me is that I don't believe that there's going to be a clear-cut best team in this division. And I think these teams are going to beat up on each other.
That's the old like AFC Central or AFC North.
Yeah, so we have to make sure, the Raiders got to make sure that they win all the games they're supposed to win outside of the division.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have had a knack over the last couple of years losing these games that they shouldn't lose, like that Bears game last year. Like, it still stings. Like they're not going to be able to do that this year because I don't really see any of the AFC West teams sweeping each other. I can't see that this year.
You know something? I have a weird feeling, and I really don't know why I feel like. Because I mean, I kind of have a reason. I don't think Denver is going to be like that, like everybody thinks. I think Russell has gotten a little Hollywood, and I think he loves being married to Sierra, and loves what that brings, as well as being an NFL quarterback.
And that might be the case. But and Russell's team that he's going to, he's got a lot more going on that squad from top to bottom than he had in Seattle. He's not gonna be asked to do as much.
Oh, I think he's gonna be asked to do more.
I don't think so.
Off the field, like
no. I mean, I'm talking about on the field.
Okay, on the field is one thing, but off the field is where it gets draining. Nathaniel Hackett was one of the best hires, but he's still a rookie head coach, and being a head coach and calling plays for the first time, that could be an arduous task. And for me, I don't know. There's something about that team to me that screams like underachieving right now. And those are just two things.
I don't think so. I think everybody's overrating him. Everybody's thinking that he's just going to be the second coming of damn Tom Brady there, and that's not going to happen. But if you look at what their like biggest need by leaps and bounds, it's been the quarterback.
100%.
And they scored on a Super Bowl winning quarterback that is mobile, that is smart, and that can win a game for you. He's not just a service guy. Right. You needed a good service guy at that team for them to be a better team than they were last year.
But he's a Super Bowl quarterback. Believe it or not, he doesn't play well in snow. And it snows in Denver.
Good point.
You know,
we'll see.
I think,
but he can move though. He can move.
No, he can.
So, you know, he might be able to overcompensate a little bit for that.
And I think Kansas City, I think they're going to slip a little.
Yes.
And it's not because of Tyreek being gone.
What?
Let me tell you. Let me hold on. Let me point this out.
Man.
Look, bro, I'm actually being like, and I'm not even doing this for the camera. I'm being serious when I say this, right? Every generation has certain quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And everybody wants to compare quarterbacks to other people. Well, Tom Brady and Joe Montana, same type of quarterback.
Okay.
Josh Allen, Dante Culpepper. Big arm, can run, same type of quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is Brett Favre. Same type of quarterback. Gunslinger, throw the ball around, all over the place.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
What caused Brett Favre the most trouble in his career? Not right, but what caused them?
Trying to do too much.
Cover two. What gave Patrick Mahomes the most trouble last year when they struggled? Teams were playing cover two. They weren't playing cover three. They weren't zero. They weren't cover four. Same thing. And so the book is out on them.
So, think so, huh?
Yeah, that to me is that's why I think the Chargers have a very good shot because I think Herb is that guy.
I told you that a long time.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Talking that trash saying
I did. I would.
Whole nation was saying he wasn't. Tua, take him for Tua. Y'all don't stay up late enough.
But
out here on the West, you get to see real football. It just be out.
But then I also was talking to his former coach who showed me some things.
Yeah,
some ball practice film, and I was like, "Oh,
boy's a beast, man."
So yes, I think that receiving core, that defense, the running game, the line, the defensive line, I think the Chargers are that team, and I think the Raiders are right there. Now we'll see what happens with the rest of their moves.
Yeah,
because I think the Raiders offensively give the rest of that division fits, because you're not going to double Devontae. If you double Devontae, you're leaving Waller and Renfro open. You don't want to do that.
That's you got to score points against the Raiders.
Exactly.
You're not going to stop the Raiders from scoring points.
Exactly.
None of those teams in that division are going to stop the Raiders from scoring points.
And I think the Raiders under McDaniels, I think they know this. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the Raiders be just a different team. And I think they got a chance to be better than the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yeah, I think they got a chance to be better than the Chargers.
No, I do too.
A chance to be better than all of them. But you also got that chance that could lose to either one of them teams on any given Sunday. There's just not a clear-cut team that we can say that is now what Kansas City has been up until now. And Kansas City's not that team.
And they've been choking.
They've come back to the peloton here.
Yes.
And I feel like Denver with Russell Wilson have come up to the peloton, or feel like the Raiders were already in it. The Chargers was already in it. It just got crowded.
Yeah.
Just got crowded.
So,
everybody's going to beat up on each other.
Let me ask you, I want you to rank me the quarterbacks in the AFC West in order, number 1 through number 4. Be realistic about it.
I am going to put Herbert 1.
I agree.
I'm going to put Mahomes 2.
I agree.
I'm going to put Derek 3, and I'm putting Wilson 4. That's what I'm doing.
Interesting.
I feel that Derek Carr has the weapons that none of the rest of the teams have.
Do you feel like this year is the year that he can't blame anybody but himself if he doesn't have a career year?
I think this is what he's wanted. So I think that he believes that. That what you're saying? What you're asking me if I believe? I think he believes it himself.
Okay.
He knows that he doesn't have any excuses, and he's not preparing to offer any. I think that he fully expects to go out there and ball his ass out, throw for 5,000 yards, and have his best season yet. Because this team, these type of weapons, this is what he's wanted. He's got the man. He's got 2 of them in when it really comes down to it.
He's got 3 of them.
Yeah, actually, like he's got 3 of the top tier guys at what they do to toss the ball around to. Mm-hmm. And the running back room is going to be a fool.
Man, and that fullback, Bruh, Johnson.
Man, listen.
If you would have seen his face at Raiders practice.
Man, that dude looked like, you remember the big WWE wrestlers, the first ones that came out with like Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, the ones that were like
big rubber joints.
Yeah, the rubber joints. Yeah.
Man, that dude is ridiculous. Bro, like, I'm not worried about, even though that offensive line is iffy, I'm not worried about the Raiders offense. I don't believe the Raiders offense is worried about their offense.
Right.
They were literally calling out what they was going to do to the Patriots.
Yeah.
And just doing it like nobody was there.
Yeah, like we're running this.
It wasn't a difference between when the Patriots were playing defense and when they wasn't doing practice. So I'm not worried about that offense at all. I believe that the Raiders are going to beat teams this year by scoring a lot of points, outscoring them. But I still believe that Mahomes has that ability to score points. Herbert has that ability to score points. And man, Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, man. So like, I just don't believe that there's just going to be one of the teams that's just going to run roughshod over the division.
What do you think their record's going to be?
The Raiders this year?
Yeah.
I'm going to say one more game than last year. I'll say 11-6.
I'll say 11-6, 12-5.
Yeah, I'm right there.
I think that's about fair. Okay, before we get out of here, we talked about football across the pond.
Yeah.
Manchester United.
Yeah, man.
Transfer window.
Yeah,
closed.
Man. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, at the last minute, I feel like United really got some things done that they can start to build a foundation with. This is a rebuild. That's what it is. But they have some pieces to do this rebuild with. They have to buy in. They have a
I like Ten Hag.
Yeah, they have a philosophy man coming in. right?
Yeah.
It's about the system. It's a Phil Jackson, right? But he's not the nice Zen version.
Nah, he's kind of a prick.
Yes,
and I love it.
If you don't buy into the system and if you don't play the way that he wants you to play, you're not gonna play
At all.
It's like $320 something million sitting on Manchester United's bench, bro, and the starting lineup costs much less than that. So that just tells you right then that this thing is changing. It's going back to football. I'm not comparing him to Sir Alex. He's not Sir Alex.
Nobody ever
But
would be.
that accountability that came with being afraid to lose your spot is back at Old Trafford. I will say that much.
So I love the Martinez, bringing in Martinez and his feistiness. I love Casemiro. I call him Casamigo, you know. The tequila man, like Casemiro. I love what he's a nails guy.
Yeah, and he's won. The man's trophy case is like, I mean, he's won at every level at Real Madrid, and he's a champion. And that's one of those things. And he's not. Cristiano is Cristiano, man. He might be the GOAT. He might be the best that's ever put on a pair of boots.
Yes.
And he carries a certain cachet and a certain celebrity with him that's kind of unapproachable, right? Approachable when he wants
when he wants something, yeah,
right, or when he feels that way, like he's earned that.
Casemiro, though,
that's the consummate leader of a squad. You know what I'm saying? He's been to the places in club football where the majority of the team hasn't been, and he's willing to help bring them to that point. Manchester United has had a recent history of signing players
because of big names.
They didn't respect the shirt, man.
Yeah,
they didn't respect the shirt. Like, it's about, I want to play here because of what this place is. Like, this is not the same as me playing out of Tottenham or me going and playing at Crystal Palace or something like that. This is Manchester United, and now I believe that we're starting to get into that mode where they're signing those kinds of players, but it's going to take a total buy-in. I'm looking at the changes that certain guys have made between last year and this year. Diego Dalot, a couple of the other ones, they've completely changed the way they approach playing ball to set themselves up for this system. This system is taxing.
Man,
you got to play offense and defense.
Yeah.
So, everybody ain't made for that.
Well, someone that is Anthony.
Yes, for sure.
And he wants to be there. He made it clear.
Absolutely.
Did you see what he said? He said back in February, he went to Barcelona, to Barcelona, and said, hey, look, I don't want to be here. Okay, so like, get rid of me. Yeah. Went to him again, came off vacation, left his family to go there and say, hey, look, I don't want to be here. Get me out of here.
Right.
Went to them again and said, I don't want to be, here's an offer, man. And you was offering this.
Yeah.
Make this deal. Well, we got to replace you in 5 days. You've known since February.
They didn't want to let him go, man.
And then they finally did.
They had to.
85 million later, 85 million pounds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Later.
Something like that.
I
don't know the exact numbber, something like that.
But, and then
it's a big, hefty, big check. I'll tell you that much. But he's a hell of a player, man. And in his situation, that's the system he wants to play in. That's what he thrives in. He's that kind of player.
And he wants to be there in the system.
Yeah, and he's had success with Ten Hag before in Holland. So, again, when Alexis Sanchez came, when Angel Di Maria came, when Paul Pogba came, it's like, did they really want to come or did they just come for the money, right? And I think that regime for this one, it was just all about the big splash, man. It was all about how much money can we make the club, and they have the club at its wealthiest and highest worth yet. And now it's time to go back to football, man. It's time to get some trophies. Jeez.
Thank God Harry Maguire's benched.
Man, bro,
trash. Yeah, and I think
trash for a while.
I think he's gonna ride the bench the rest of the year.
I hope so. His skill set doesn't fit with this type of play. He's fallen off. I think the worst thing that could have happened when they got Maguire was to make him the team captain just because he's the
England's
captain.
captain.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, you just that's ridiculous. I think that set the room off in the wrong way. Like there's a dynamic in Europe, man. Like it's not just being from different states. Everybody's from different countries, and those countries don't necessarily get along with each other for a lot of different reasons. So it's just always you got to read the room a bit better, and I don't think that United did that.
Surprise,
right? But this tandem of Varane and Martinez, man, that looks good to me. And even on the outside, the little kid, Palacia.
Man, what's my one dude's name? The little short kid that was on starts with an M on the other side of Martinez. He was when they beat Liverpool. He was all over the place, causing just mischief.
Black kid.
Yeah.
Palacia.
That's his name? Yeah, man.
Malacia.
Yeah, I just started with an M. Yeah.
Right.
And then Glazers, do everybody a favor. I know you're not going to sell the damn team. Sell the club. Nobody wants you.
Listen at this boy. He's into it.
You're bored.
He's in it.
Your board is the problem. You're clueless. This ain't the old man you. This is it's new day and age. Okay? Sell the damn club. Make your money. Let someone that knows what they're doing do it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's like telling me to like sell my arm. It's not gonna happen. Manchester United is a cash cow for them people, man.
I know.
It's a cash cow for them people, and they're paying Tom Brady right now. So just everybody's talking the whole Glazers, sell the team. I mean, you should probably say that breath for a couple of years.
Wait, but they're paying Brady and they're paying Ronaldo.
Yes. Come on, man.
I almost done said the F word and my grandma watched the show.
People not selling nothing.
Man.
They might buy something else. They ain't selling nothing. I guarantee you that.
Well, I can guarantee everybody else we're going to be back in a week.
Yes, we will.
We have another big show lined up for you. And
yes, we do.
Man, this is going to be an interesting week. We got.
Come on, man. What we got?
We got aces.
Yes, we do.
We got high school football.
Oh, boy. High school football.
We're heading down.
Raiders. Oh, we got a couple weeks off.
Yeah, we got church September 11th, baby. 9/11 again.
I'm going to be in L.A. in that stadium for the first time. We're going to take over all black. Woo! The Los Angeles Raiders. How you like that?
Check us out this week. Silverado High School taking on Palo at Silverado. FSN Prep Rally Game of the Week.
Yes, sir.
For TQ, I'm Joe Arrigo. This is The Franchise Show on Franchise Sports Media. Follow us on all Franchise Sports Media accounts and social media.
Young blood roll straight to the hood.